Hey there, Star Wars fans. We're getting close to the end of the Sith story, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the journey along the way. And if you enjoyed this one as much as I do, because this one's pretty spicy, make sure to go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, we are doing the end of the golden age of the Sith. You guys have fun, be safe, and check this out. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, after the Dark Jedi had arrived on Korriban, and after a handful of them went back to Coruscant to try and overthrow the Republic and the Jedi, the remaining Sith Lords and the Jannari of Jun found not only could they produce stronger creatures using alchemy, but they could also produce offsprings using the Massassi, which was a subspecies of the Sith. These remaining Sith Lords, they mixed some of their Jedi blood with the Sith people, and did this for almost 2,000 years, which this process eventually took out some Sith characteristics, such as sympathy, loyalty, and superstition. As time progressed, the Sith Empire, led by a council of Sith Lords and one Dark Lord of the Sith, the Jannari, rapidly expanded their territory, sprawling across entire sectors of the galaxy. As they expanded, the Sith came into contact with many worlds, and as a result, Mike, Arcanan, and Kruskin culture all show hints of Sith influence. They even came across a planet called Tun, which was a hidden planet out in the Tun system. This planet had Sith and humans who settled alongside one another for millennia, and by the end of the expansion, they had enough worlds that they could now rival the Republic. Sith society continued to evolve and advance over time, discovering new ways to manipulate the dark side of the living force. But the Sith are the Sith, and their new empire existed in a continual state of conflict, with the Sith Lords raising private armies against their rivals to try and gain the position of Dark Lord from the reigning ruler, Ajun Tapal. The Sith Lords were so preoccupied with warring against one another and cowing other civilizations within their range that, as a result, not much attention was given to expansion into Republic space, and traveling between it was very rare. Those who stumbled upon Empire space were never able to escape, and after so many generations, they even took to calling themselves Sith. Around 5100 BBY, the half-breed Sith Lord Marco Ragnus rose to the position of Dark Lord of the Sith after a series of short but brutal wars against his adversaries. Ragnus was a very powerful warlord, both physically and in raw power of the dark side. As a result, he was admired, feared, and obeyed by the other Sith leaders. However, he did have those who contested him. Although one thing we know about the Sith is how they can manipulate people, and Ragnus was good at this. He was good at pitting his enemies against one another, and even convincing them to fight him as well. Or he would simply assassinate them, crushing all resistance over the years. His century-long reign of Iron Rule resulted in the Empire becoming the best it's ever been. It was greatly powerful, wealthy, and stable. Ragnus was a great and powerful leader, of course. There's no doubt about it. But the series of events that are yet to come will lead to the end of the golden age of the Sith. After almost 2 millennia of inbreeding, the Empire was ruled by what most called the Red Sith. By this time in the Empire's history, some, though very little, had some sort of mixed blood. During this time, a powerful Sith Lord named Ludo Kresh rose from his seat to battle his arch-rival Nagal Sidao for the position of Dark Lord of the Sith. Like Ragnos, Kresh was a half-breed, and Kresh liked Ragnos, and he sought to maintain the Empire in its current state of wealth. You see, Kresh followed the old ways of the Sith. He believed that the Sith Empire must grow before trying to expand its territories. Now, his rival Sidao, he was opposite. Sidao was more of a progressive Sith Lord, who claimed to be more of Jedi blood. In fact, he was more progressive than most Sith. He believed that the Sith Empire had become stagnant, and that it was necessary for the Sith to expand and conquer new worlds to bring glory to the Sith Empire. In fact, Sadao was the only person that would give non-red-skinned Sith higher positions in the Empire. Some would even rise to be captain of Sadao's fleets. The vast majority of the Sith Lords would never allow this to occur, notably Crush, and they would keep the non-red-skinned Sith as slaves under their command, and felt that only red-skinned Sith should be allowed this position. When Ragnos died, he left a powerful vacuum in his absence, which Crush and Sadao immediately stepped up to fill. You see, Crush had the most support from the Sith Lords, while Sadao controlled the majority of the military, which if they wanted to work together, they would be an unstoppable force. But the Sith don't operate like that. In fact, the Sith feel like they only need to have one leader, and during Ragnos' funeral, they fought for that right to rule. As the battle went on, there was no clear victor. Both participants injured and dominated one another through the entire fight, and only stopped whenever Ragnos' spirit appeared and told them about their people's past, empire, and the golden age of the Sith, and how it came to be. Before his spirit dissipated, he cautioned both of them to choose their path wisely for the Sith people, and about this time, a ship arrived carrying 2 hyperspace explorers. Names were Gav and Jory Daragon, who came from the Republic and were instantly seized by the Sith and put in the prison of Zeist. Crush and the Sith Council eventually decided that the 2 explorers were going to be executed. However, Sadao saw them as the key to expanding the Sith Empire into Republic space. And it worked. The Council believed his trickery, and through that, the majority of the Council voted Sadao as the new Dark Lord of the Sith. While sitting around the Council, Crush was outraged about this and didn't accept Sadao's new status as Dark Lord, and he declared that he would be the true Dark Lord of the Sith before him and his followers stormed out. The Empire was split once again, this time between Crush and his followers and Sadao and his followers, which started a civil war within the Empire. Soon after this, Crush discovered Sadao's trickery with the prisoners, and him and his faction launched an attack upon Sadao's private fortress on Cardelba. Unfortunately, this was a decoy fortress, and once Crush and his faction thought that they had destroyed Sadao's forces, Sadao's fleet emerged from the dark side of Karshane, Cardelba's moon where his real citadel was. In this surprise attack, he caught Crush and his forces off guard, and forced him and his remaining followers to retreat. While this was going on, Sadao had Jory, which was one of the human captured, fly back to the Republic on the Starbreaker 12, with Sadao attaching a tracking device to it, which would give him a route into Republic core. Sadao then gathered his forces from all around the Empire to the planet of Cardelba, preparing them for an invasion on the Republic. However, Crush's ship appeared above the meeting, and he sent down a message to the Sith Lords trying to inform them about Sadao's trickery and the doom he thought Sadao might bring to the Empire. In order to block Crush's transmission, Sadao had gave the other guy from the Republic activate the automatic system and destroy Crush's ship through that, supposedly killing Crush in the process. With Crush out of the picture, nobody was there to stop Sadao from invading the Republic, and Sadao would do just that, which would end up starting the Great Hyperspace War, which I'm actually going to do in my next episode. So if you enjoyed this one, please hit that like and subscribe button, and stay tuned because that should be out shortly. Alright? You guys have fun, be safe, and get out of here.